We're live, Luca Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Lucas, Tigers, and Bronzo Money. We got a little Friday edition action for you guys.
Woo! Thank God it's Friday.
We've got a ton of questions since we've made a few announcements this week. But before I get into those, it's pretty cool. So we got a message just the other day on our Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze account. It was from an OG follower, someone who's been a listener since, I want to say, right around day one. And they said that they were able to buy their fiance now a ring. And the way they did it, Cage, was listening to our show, listening to not only just the picks and the plays and stuff like that, because that's cool. It was the strategy, right? It was learning from you, hopefully for myself as well. Where do we see opportunities and how do you profit off those? So, guys, nothing's going to change with this NFT release, with our partnerships. Just know nothing's really going to change. You're going to get free content from us 7 days a week. You're going to have access to us in our DMs, in our texts, in our Discord, all completely free. We've said that to you guys from day one, and we're going to keep our promise. We're never going to be charging for our content. With our NFT release, what we wanted to do was bring you guys something neat, something interesting with a progressive yet long-term roadmap where we could grow this, what I call a movement, this community together. And the people that have reached out and said they're excited to support, we're excited to have you on board. The people that can't support, the people that aren't into NFTs and think it's a little bit of a Ponzi scheme, no problem. You don't have to support. We'll be here. You'll be able to tune in. You'll be able to ask us questions. You'll be able to be a part of Coffee with Cage. Nothing's going to change for you guys. We're going to keep doing this because we truly love what we do and we love connecting with you guys. So I wanted to jump on here and say that before we get into anything, because I have a lot of good stuff I want to discuss today, and I want to bring you guys value, not only with a play, but with a few industries or opportunities that are currently booming. So these aren't my plays. They didn't make the final cut, but they are something that I would recommend looking at. So that's one thing. Guys, we have the Discord. Please go ahead. It's the link's in our bio. Please go ahead and join that. Last announcement, I'm going to turn this over to Cage, is I've been doing research all week. I've been watching game tape. I've been looking against the spread and learning all these trends. I really want to do a good job with this show on Sunday morning on Whatnot. I want to help you guys make money on sports betting, and I want to help you guys make money on fantasy. And I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do a really good job, and we hope you're joining us. So this Sunday,
how do we get people to follow it? How do we get people? Can we put a link for it somewhere? Are we going to post it? What do you got?
So the link's going to be in our Linktree. Linktree is just this one-stop shop for every kind of all of our platforms in one spot. So it's going to be right there on the Linktree. I'm going to also post a video, and we're doing a giveaway: a Luka slab, a Tiger Woods slab, and a LeBron slab. All you have to do is follow us on Whatnot, and it's Luca Nation. One word, Luca Nation on Whatnot. That's simple. You could follow our show. It's going to be this Sunday morning. But once again, if you just click the link on in our bio, it'll take you right to our Whatnot page, or it's Luca Nation on Whatnot. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're really, really excited for it. Sports bets, fantasy, daily fantasy, slabs, giveaways. It's going to be fun. And a lot of you guys, you might want to join in for the full hour. Someone else might for 5 minutes. Join in for as long as you can. Have some fun. Send us a message. We'll interact with you guys there. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be super casual. So without further ado, Cage.
No, listen, it's important to mention the Whatnot stuff because it is not going to be released as an episode. It is just Whatnot content. It's just a live show, football picks, you name it, and it's not going to be something that we put out as an episode. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Sunday's episode will be the collectible episode where we talk about fractional shares. Sunday morning before the game, Andrew's going to go, I think 8 for 10 on his picks this week. Less passing, a lot of good stuff.
I'm not a volume better. He keeps trying to fit a square into a round hole. Cage is the volume better. I'm gonna have a few plays that I feel confident about. Cage.
He just called me round and called himself lazy. You can put whatever lipstick on that pig you like, pal. But last year
I'm gonna have a bananas play of the week though. So I'm gonna have one play that's just bananas. So you have to.
That hat is bananas, dude. You're like Magilla Gorilla over there. But so we're going to have some good picks. I was trying to pay him a compliment and say he was going to go 80%. The easiest way to do that was to say 8 for 10 because we have mathematicians who listen to us. So instead, you get mad because that's me making you make more picks than you want to make. But it's okay. Yep. Everybody sees you. The point I'm trying to make is Andrew's going to bring his A game unlike that F- game he brought last week. And he's going to tell you week 1 doesn't matter. It's a throwout week. But let me tell you, doo-doo was what he brought in week 1. So we can expect a reversal in week 2.
Week one matters. There's just not a lot of information to work off of on week 1. I pick my words wisely, Cage.
Doo-doo. That's my word. That was my word of the day.
You picked that word wisely.
Very important. It's not going to be an episode. So if you want to catch us, great. We're going to try and make this fun, guys. Not just a giveaway, in connection with Whatnot. Believe it or not, their idea. So pretty awesome. These guys are great at Whatnot. We've never done this before, so it'll be our first time, your first time, which is pretty cool. It's not just slabs. It is a PSA 10 Luka Select. It is a PSA 10 LeBron. And what I think is the coolest piece, which is, they gave us a suggested giveaway range, and this blows that right out of the water. I got a Tiger Woods Masters rookie card, BGS 5, I think. I mean, like a really nice, with the jumbo size slab, Tiger's Master rookie. It's real cool. And we wanted to do a Luka, Tiger, and a LeBron, obvious reasons. So it's really cool. And you do not have to purchase anything, but you have to be following us on Whatnot. So you have to jump on. You can do it, hit pause on this episode if you like. Head over to Whatnot. It's Luka Nation, nice and easy. We probably won't have that many followers there yet because I set up the account like 6 minutes ago.
I'm gonna say one thing though, and I'm a generous guy, but this is my line in the sand. If we don't get 100 followers, we're not doing the giveaway.
Perfect. That's fair. That's very fair. I'll keep it myself. I don't want to give this card away anyway. You have to really be mean to me to force it out of my collection. But in addition to that, why it's cool, why we want you to tune in. Not only we have the picks there, not only we have some fun, this typical banter, the back and forth between Andrew and myself. His bananas hat is going to be there. So how do you not show up and follow when Andrew tells you he's going to be bringing his banana? I mean, people show up from miles around for that. So beyond that, I already have, if you follow us and you check out our link for Sunday morning, I've already loaded up 10 auctions in there. They range from a Tua Prism Silver, a Joe Burrow Score Rookie PSA 10. I got a Tua Auto in there. I tried to do, your quarterbacks, your rookies. I got some Trevor Lawrence rookie lots. I got some Herbert rookie lots. I got, a Burrow rookie lot. I got all kinds of fun stuff that you guys would like. Nothing crazy expensive. Real low entry points. We'll start them off at $1. It'll be like a minute or two auction. You guys will have some fun. It'll be cool content to kind of go through that stuff. And we're really looking forward to doing that show on Sunday. So please tune in. Obviously, we have our fractional report Sunday night. And the NFT is dropping, guys. I mean, Andrew did a whole thing about how it's not going to change. I think everything changes because you get in on this NFT and it's going to be cool, man. It's like Neo taking the pill, right? So, and if you don't, you don't. It's no big deal. We love what we're doing. We're not going anywhere. You're still going to have an episode every single day, if not more than one every single day. But we're here for free, giving you these plays, giving you these picks, making fun of each other. Andrew's going to call me round. Everything's going to be fine. And we'll be here. That is one of the cool things about the NFT, by the way. Most of the stuff we talk about with these is, you don't know who's behind it. There's a lot of anonymity in that world, a lot of, profile picture of a dog or whatever it is. You don't know who it is. You know who we are, and you know where to find us every single day. So there's that cool aspect of it from the NFT space. So more info in our Discord, please get in there. I've given away a bunch of stuff in the Discord. We're going to continue to give stuff away. Just jump in there, and I'll do giveaways. Basically, every 50 people that sign up, I give away a Top Shot moment or whatever it may be. So jump on in. Have some fun. It's where you get most of your information. Anything else info wise? I mean, I think we're announcing the NFT minting will take place on Wednesday, 9/22. So that's Wednesday, September 22nd. I think Andrew is slotted to do it at 11 a.m. He likes all the ones. It's like a lucky number. We were going to do it at 8:88. That time does not exist.
All started with a wish. This all started with a wish and a dream. So 11/11, make a wish. So yeah, I kind of like that number. So that's all we really want to talk about with this announcement. We talk about NFT. We beat it. That if you guys want to support, it mean the world to us. We're going to work hard to get that floor price up, long term and short term. If you want to be a part, great. If not, we love you equally as much. Join the Discord, have some fun, talk sports cards. 2 industries. Let's get into the show. 2 industries that are booming, or 2. Let me call it sub-industries. Marvel PMG. Are you good, Gage?
I'm great. I can hear you.
Good. Marvel PMG and vintage soccer. Specifically Pele cards. The Pele card you had, actually. I think it's called the Aficionado.
I call it the alphabet. It's like Alifa Bola Gay. Call it the alphabet card. It looks like a postage stamp.
Two industries. Do you think it's too late to buy? Too late to buy into Marvel PMGs, 2013, 2015, 2017, and vintage soccer. The Pele's, Maradona's, the old school cards. Are these?
Yes, I think soccer is
very.
Yeah, the ship sailed on soccer maybe last year, 100%, with the influx of all the modern stuff and people going back and getting the vintage stuff. I saw the same post. I don't know if Slam Stocks reposted it maybe, or it was a PWCC auction. It basically showed, I think it was a 6.5. So I think I had a 1 or a 1.5, and I didn't pay that much for it. And I sold it for a multiple of what I paid. I think the 6.5 sold for like, I don't know what it was, $4,000 or $6,000, and now it's worth 6 figures. Huge multiple, huge you name it on that card. Not a lot of them graded. I guess I probably shouldn't have sold it. Here's the funny part about it. I sold it through Probstein, and the first time it wasn't paid for. And I was like, maybe I'll take it back. And I didn't. I just let it run again. And the next time it got paid for, clearly. But yeah, soccer's run, man. Soccer's really run up a lot. There are a lot of Pele cards. The Pele is very similar to me. I've talked about this to Muhammad Ali, right? Like everybody seems to have their favorite. It's like you talk about CryptoPunk floor. Everybody's got, the rare one is the one with the frown and the knit hat. No, just because you own that doesn't mean that's the rare one. There are Pele cards like the Qui Goal one, this Aleph one, and everybody seems to think they have the favorite one. Muhammad Ali, the Hemet's Journal one. Is it the Swedish Record one? People have different definitions of which one is the quote rookie card. But yeah, the run up has just been amazing. That said, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. With cards like that are that old, they're not making any more of them, and the print run is so small. So even a card like that, which is, it's not the highest grade of it, but even a card like that is one of the higher grades for $100 and something thousand. All it takes is one of these, new crypto money folks who made a ton this year in, flipping a couple punks or a couple apes, who happens to be a soccer fan, and boom, you got a new high price. Because as we've spoken about on a couple of episodes here, scarcity does rule the day, and there's just not a lot of good condition Pele rookie cards. Now, the Marvel stuff, that's a different story. There's been a real run-up recently on both of the things you're talking about. And the Marvel stuff is crazy. The PMGs, everybody loves PMGs. Right? Again, everybody loves PMGs. There's more PMGs coming out. The Marvel, we're talking about these retro releases from 13, 15, and 17 that are really cool releases. They really have, like, we talked about the Upper Deck / Fleer release that's coming out for Multisport, I think in November, where it has Jambalaya and it has Precious Metal Gems. It's got Jordan and it's got LeBron and it's got all those guys. I think people are really into Marvel again. I think Marvel had its run. It kind of, dropped. And now people are looking for those high-end, scarce, rare Marvel cards. And they are running. They definitely are. Not something I knew we were going to talk about today, but if you give me 2 seconds, I don't have any Precious Metal Gems, but hang on 2 seconds.
Sure. So I disagree, actually, with Cage. He's not here, so he won't have the opportunity for a rebuttal. But to me, if you look at the PMG, specifically the PMG Marvel, something about them goes well. Like, first off, I love. So I disagreed with you. I know that both of those ran up, Cage, both PMG and the old school soccer. There's something about PMG and Marvel combined. The look and feel of that card makes so much sense to me. The second thing, so like just aesthetically, I think it's one of the nicest cards. PMGs, when they come to sports, are cool, but it works twice as well when you kind of have Thor or Iron Man. I think Jambalaya Fleer is actually Jambalaya Marvel is also cool, but there's something about the PMG Marvel that I think is absolutely stellar.
Oh, they're gorgeous. And
second
look,
thing,
it's Loki, right? He's got a show. It's Venom. He's got a movie coming out. It's almost like, all right, I'm going to get into soccer. Should I get that Pele? Pele's Pele. It's awesome. It's like, or should I buy that Haaland? Look at that picture of him with his cool hair coming off the private jet. Haaland's going to go out there and score 12 goals today because he's playing in a crap league.
That's my play today, by the way.
Hey, look at that.
And he doesn't play in a crap league. Whoever watches German league knows that's not a crap league.
See? Movie. So maybe
the second thing.
Well. Go ahead.
The second thing that I like about Marvel. Typical PMG is out of 10 with the green, and I'm not sure what's the red number out of for PMG.
So the first series for basketball was out of 100, and the first 10 were green. But football is larger; it's 15 and 150. They kind of changed it, in additional sets. But that initial one, it's 100, and the first 10 are green.
Very cool. Marvel has like blue out of 99. They have red. They have green. They have more. They have like the traditional kind of more prism parallels, which I actually think are cool and they make it more accessible for the retail investor. At the national show, the people that were buying PMGs were big whales, 10, 5, 6-figure cards. That's great and all, but I think PMGs are going to be adopted by the common man, the common woman in the hobby that want to spend $5,000 to $1,000 on these cards. And I still do believe that there are some ancillary PMG Marvel cards out there for $300, $400, $500 that are very, very, very affordable, but also they're going to be in demand. I really believe that. So that's not my play. I'm bringing you guys a play that I actually did research on, a ton of research, and I stand by. It's a 3-star play in my book. But these are two industries that I thought I'd bring up and let you guys be the judge. Do you want to invest?
What do you think of the Marvel 90s stuff? What do you think of the original Marvel stuff? Does that matter anymore? Is that going to come back? The hollows, the big cards? What do you think? Because we talked about this.
Yeah, but it's the Lior thing, right? Aesthetically pleasing, lower pop, or the rookie card, right? The 1990 Marvel, though it's their rookie card, it's kind of bland. Whereas these PMGs are scarce, very hard to find in a high grade, and though it's not their rookie, from what we've seen in the market, these superfractors and these numbered cards actually appreciate more than the rookie counterparts. So my instinct would say that the PMGs are a better bet, even though I very much personally like 1990 Marvel.
Cool. I like it. I think the Marvel stuff's going to come back just because it's not something that can be graded. I was, originally talked about it. I was like, assuming people are going to open these boxes and they're just going to be able to grade these cards for $10 a card and the pop's going to go nuts. Not going to happen. So, unless PSA in the next couple of years generates another $15, $20 bulk sub for them, the pops are going to remain low and people are going to want them. So, and, if what you're saying is true.
Can I tell you what I think about PSA?
Sure. Let's hear it.
I think that with their new ownership, and this is just complete speculation, new ownership, going private, I think they have a new direction. And I think what PSA wants, and I apologize for the internet stuff, Cage and I are in a little bit of a delay, so we're not able to feed off of each other how we typically do. I'm getting that addressed. We got a company coming out here to fix this. So I think that PSA wants to be in the business of record sales. I think they want to be in the business of record sales. And I think everything that they're doing with their business is to incentivize the most expensive cards to be in PSA slabs. Yesterday you saw in Cage, I want to hear what you think about this, the BGS crossover of the LeBron. The LeBron Exquisite, it was 2 10s, centering and edges were 10s, 9.5 on the surface and 9 corners. So an interesting grade by BGS. It was a gem mint, but 9 corners. PSA crossed that over to a 10 grade, 10 auto. And there's a lot of people that thought that was great. A lot of people were like, PSA has never crossed my cards over. And here there's this 6-figure, 7-figure card that they decided to cross over.
Oh,
it looks a little
7.
suspicious.
Definitely 7, maybe
7
an 8.
What do you think?
Probably not 8. What do I think? I think whether it was intentionally done or not, it was a brilliant marketing move by them. And since it's a brilliant marketing move, everybody's going to assume that it was intentionally done, and maybe that card got, bumped up a little higher than it was. Have you looked at the pop report on the 9.5s? Are there any gems? Are there any ones that have, true gem, not mint gem? Are there any ones that have 9.5 corners from BGS? Because I don't think there are. So it's very
I
possible.
don't think they are either. I'm not sure though.
It's very possible that this is the nicest one. Maybe those are cards that were graded more difficult by BGS when they were being graded. We all know that card standards for certain cards do change over time, usually to get harder. I've talked about the Derek Jeter 93 SP foil card that PSA only has, 24 of in PSA 10. And other companies graded a little easier. And you remember I had one in an SGC holder, tried to crack it over to PSA, and they said it was trimmed. And then I sent it back to SGC, and they said it was trimmed. So it's interesting how stuff changes over time. But, I mean, look, there were 210s and a 9.5. I'm sure that there are people out there saying this is just a straight marketing move. I can't look at the card well enough as a grader because it's, every picture of it's either going to be in the BGS slab or in that PSA slab. If I got up close and took a look at the corners and could see, a defect with it, then maybe I'd say what was PSA doing. But just, on balance, if you tell me that a 9.5 BGS, forget what the card is, right? Like, I'm sure it doesn't happen often, but I'm sure every day there are BGS 9.5s with 210 subs that cross over to PSA 10. Don't you think? 9.5s with 210s? I mean, a lot of them don't, but there are ones that cross over. Go ahead. Hello?
Well, 9.5 with 210s should cross over, but a 9 on the corners is suspicious. And I had 3 9.5s and a 10 centering that didn't cross over.
Also, I don't know whose card it is, right? But did they take it out of the case? I mean, it'd be kind of silly to do that. Everybody knows what card it is. I mean, they're numbered, so you'd know that it came in a 9.5. I don't know. Was it sent in the case and PSA crossed it? I don't know. I mean, on whose card it is, I don't know the details of it. I think it's a cool thing. I think it's cool. A lot of people are talking about it. I think it's cool that it's polarizing. A lot of people are talking about it in a good way or a bad way. But ultimately, you know what happens? If it sells, and who knows whose it is, and when it's if it sells, it will set a record because it is now the top graded PSA version of this card with a 10 grade and a 10 auto. And most of the people who buy these cards, that's the first thing they look for now. And PSA will get a lot of press on that. So whether it was done on purpose or not, the end result is going to be, it'll be good for PSA.
All right, I'm going to get into my play. So
you have a different take? Do you think PSA did it on purpose? You think they took an inferior card and put it in a PSA 10 slab simply because they knew it would get headlines?
No, I don't think they did it on purpose. I think the optics of it are interesting because to me, it just shows that PSA, for better or worse, right? Like sometimes you want to eliminate your own kind of peripheral, your own judgment or something, is no longer for the common man. PSA now is for the 5, 6, 7, and 8-figure cards. And that's what they're clearly showing because a lot of what I call retail investors in the card space have sent in tons of cards to PSA. And the crossover rate, Cage, is so low, it's absurd. It's close to 0%. Anyone who's listening who's sent in a card in the last year who you've reviewed the card, it's a 10. It's a beautiful card. I mean, like everyone says it takes an experienced grader. Most of us could, at this point, if you send in hundreds of cards, what a potential 10 looks like. And then when you have that in a BGS slab and there's 2 10s, 2 9.5s, that that's a PSA 10. You've seen it. And they haven't crossed those over. Not like 50%. It was close to 0. It was maybe 5, 10% max. But then you see this high-end card, and you're like, It does appear, it does give off the perception, right, that PSA wants to see the most expensive card in PSA slabs. They want to be the record holder, but they don't care so much about those economy levels anymore. That's where I think their motto is, for a second, which is actually good because companies like SGC and Hybrid might benefit from that.
Well, there's where I'm going, right? Couldn't this backfire for PSA? Because wouldn't it be a reasonable and rational line of thought going forward now for collectors to say, all right, we listened to Andrew in yesterday's episode, and he talked about how BGS was a macro level play, and that it used to be BGS was a higher percentage of a PSA 10, And now it's gotten down to where a BGS 9.5 is 35-40% of a PSA 10. And look what PSA just announced to the world. That BGS 9.5s with iconic cards, top of the house cards, with 9 corners, min gem, I mean, obviously not exactly, it has 2 10s, but with 9 corners, 9 5s, they are PSA 10s in some instances. Could this now also lead to an increase in credibility on BGS 9.5s, an increase in demand in the BGS 9.5s for people thinking, wow, I should buy these cards. They might be better than we thought previously. It used to be if you have a 9.5, it's because you tried to cross it to a 10 and you were told no, or because you knew it wouldn't 10 for some reason. But now PSA is just taking one of the most high-profile cards out there in a BGS 9.5 holder with 9 corners and said, that's a 10.
10-10. It's interesting. Guys, let us revisit it tomorrow. Let us revisit it next week. Let us know in the comments at our Discord and our DMs, what do you guys think? We want to do more of that. Why we created that Discord was to have one unified kind of conversation. Let us know what you think. We'd love to discuss the discussion outside of this podcast. Second thing, I've given this play. I gave this play in the Discord just 2 days ago. And when I gave the play, what I now am doing with our Discord channel is I'm putting my research out there. So it's not just the play, it's what I'm looking at, okay? So I did that with my play. I'm very much looking forward to discussing this. Cage, you'll go with your play right after, but my play was someone you mentioned. It was Haaland. Cage, so let me first tell you just this guy's stats, like what this guy's doing. He's 21 years old, 20 years old. In the last 14 games. In the last nine games. Do you know how many goals he scored?
14.
14 goals in 9 games. That's across Champions League, international, and domestic. You are the best. You are literally the best. 14 goals in 9 games. Insane. Now, let me pull something up. Let me show you his chart, his card chart. So you look at his Topps Chrome, which is kind of his rookie card. This is 2019 Topps Chrome Bundesliga card, number 72. So it had this Eiffel Tower type of kind of run-up.
Okay. The middle finger.
In September of 2020, 700, went ballistic to basically, here we are in February, it was $900. And in March, it went to highs of basically 4,000. Here we have in March, April, $4,000.
The chart's not showing. Oh, there we go. We got the chart. The chart is up there. Okay, so we have
good. Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's okay. Okay, we have the chart now. Right. I see that.
700.
So this is just the Topps Chrome
4,000.
Bundesliga. Is this a PSA 10? Is this what is it?
PSA 10. PSA 10.
PSA 10. Just
right now, it's at a card value of $1,300.
Okay.
Correct. 884 pop. So nothing crazy. And look at this right here. It's basically flat. It's up. It's double of where it kind of IPO'd, so to speak. But it's not a crazy run up at 1,300. Now, why do I make this my play? This is someone who's not going to stay in that Bundesliga for very long. This is someone that's going to be going to Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, I doubt PSG, Barcelona. He's going to be recruited by the big clubs. And you're going to see this guy who's basically breaking records for goal scorers for a young player. You're going to see him. He's going to be on those charts like, hey, Messi had 100 goals in 90 games. Haaland's going to be right there with the greats. So he's going to be kind of like the young prodigy of the game, and I think he already is in a lot of ways. His only knock on this guy is he plays apparently for a shitty league. I don't know how you could genuinely say that, but some people say that. He's going to go to a big club.
On him is
and when he does, and you have all of his accolades behind him, this guy is going to be. This is a $2,000 to $3,000 card, no brainer. I don't see how it could be any lower, frankly, with the talent. And you're looking at me crazy, but like think about the talent of this player and think about how he's still under the profile, under the radar compared to a lot of other guys.
I'm sure he's amazing.
He's my player. PSA 10, Topps Chrome Bundesliga.
So here's a couple problems. Number one, you can clip your play, and it was and take the name Haaland out, and get in your time machine and go back last year, and it's exactly the same play everybody was giving for Mbappe. Right? So soccer fans seem to be more fickle than anybody else. And Mbappe was the one breaking all the records. He was the new young, he was going to be up there with the greats, and he was going to be on a great team, and he was going to be doing all these things, and he was going to be winning everything, and there was all this great roadmap, and Euro and World, and all these great things. And you know what happened? The Mbappe cards just kept coming out, and the prices kept going down and down. That's one. Two, did you open any Bundesliga Chrome? Because I did. And
no,
there was one of those.
I don't open packs.
There was one of those in almost every box I opened. Okay, so they're not rare, the base cards. There's one in almost not every box, almost every box. And I sold a couple raw for $100. I guess I'm an idiot. But when I graded them, and I also got Gio Reyna cards in there, there were a couple decent cards in that Bundesliga release. Every card I got back was a 10. Every card that I sent in from that
how come the pop is only 800 then?
It's a very good question, because everybody's waiting to get them back. That card's only a year old. A year and change old. So people were buying them raw, you name it, and a lot. I'm still waiting for stuff. I have Reyna. I have a Reyna refractor in there. I got a couple of, it's not a rookie, but Sancho cards. They were in there. I got a couple of refractors. I'm still waiting for them to come back from PSA also. Now, Haaland might be great, and this is clearly the card. It's the go-to card. There are other rookie cards of him this year, though, and I guess the third ancillary part that you've run into with this that sort of happened with Mbappe, right? There was the Prism, but then there was the Optic, and there were a couple of other cards, and I'm an idiot and bought some Panini Instant cards that nobody seems to want. But with Haaland, especially because soccer had gained in popularity again over the Topps had like 47,000 releases. I've seen Golden and the auction houses sell like 6 different Haaland 101s. There was Finest. There was the Champ League. There was the Euro. There was the Bundesliga. Like, it just seemed that they were. Which one is gonna be the one? I think it's pretty clear that the one you've pointed out is the one base rookie card for him. That seems to be the most popular one. But there are other options, and you have to take that into account. Also, I don't watch soccer. I know this guy. He's friggin' everywhere. So I'm sure it's a pretty safe play. Not to mention, look at what the top of it was. What was it, $4,000 or $5,000 for the PSA 10? That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And it doesn't look like it looks like if you look at it like any other chart, just from a chart perspective, it looks like it has a pretty good floor. What do they call it? Support, right? Like that's where it was. It went up. This is where it's gone down. It doesn't look like, even with pop increase or whatever, it doesn't look like it's breaking down from that line. Look, that chart looks like it's one where he keeps doing what he's doing, and it's going to start to move back up. So I like the play from a technical
just to jump in here real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going to get so much heat for this. To me, Mbappe is not on the caliber of level that Haaland is. There hasn't been a streak where
scores, right? He doesn't shoot well. He doesn't create scoring opportunities, and you got to limit.
Let's look at his last. Well, let's look at his last games, man. Like in his last, I'm looking at his last 20 games. He
definitely scored a goal. I saw his name come up on the bottom of the scroll once. That's what Haaland too. But
he has about 13, 14 goals in his last 20, 25 games. So that's incredible. But that's not on the same level. Haaland is a goal-scoring machine, and those don't come around very often. The last one I remember was Van Nistelrooy would score like a goal and change a game. True goal scorers don't come around as much as people think. Real athletes come around way often. So like Mbappe is an athlete, and I respect that. But Haaland is a true goal scorer, and that like nose for goal. If you've played soccer, you know that player. It's very hard to find someone like that.
And you know soccer, so I'll trust you on this one. I like to play for multiple reasons. I'm going to give you one that's on the other end of the spectrum. You can go however you like with this one. Basketball's coming. No one's looking at this guy. And it is base, and it's one of these things where I think there'll be plenty of different exits for you. Guy was fantastic. And he reminds me of your Juan Soto when talking about these other rookies. When we talk about Tatis and Vlad Guerrero and we talk about Acuna, Juan Soto has something those guys don't have. You know what it is? He already won a ring. Right, he already won a championship. Now, he didn't win the MVP. Somebody else on his team won the MVP. He had a great championship. I mean, he was great during the World Series, but he didn't win the MVP. There were pitchers who were better than him. You name it, who won the MVP. Strasburg, Scherzer, you name it. Guys who contributed, but he already has that. Can't take it away. This guy in the NBA reminds me of that because he wasn't the number one on his team, but he definitely contributed. And then they rewarded him with a big contract, and then he was an all-star. And then COVID happened, and people are not very forgiving when that happens. And also, the team lost its star after the championship. COVID happened, got hurt, going to miss a little bit of the beginning of this basketball season. But the team also lost their next big star, and the team is now talking about how this guy is the one they're going to be committed to, right? This is the star. It's going to be his team. It's going to be his franchise. It's going to be his. It's funny because I think he might get traded, even though they're saying it's his. I'm talking about none other than Pascal Siakam, all right? I'm looking at his Prism rookie cards, and I'm looking at them on StarStock, and they are really cheap. You know what? If you wanted to, you can look at this week. One PSA 10 Prism sold at auction for like $80. I don't want to misquote what the total price was. I'm gonna jump over just so that I'm not $76 plus free shipping. All right, we're talking about the 2016 Prism Pascal Siakam card number 220 in PSA 10. A PSA 10 for $76, right? You want to buy a StarStock A for less than $20? They're there. You want to buy PSA 9s, you want to stock up on them. I think this is a guy who has borderline superstar potential, will be the clear-cut number one guy on his team. Clear-cut number one guy on his team. There's even talk, however, that Golden State's interested in him, right? Potentially could get traded. Who the heck knows? It doesn't really matter because all of those things combined mean one thing. The card is cheap now for whatever the reason is, whether it's because he's going to be the number one guy in his team and score 25 and 12, or because he's going to get traded and then there's new interest, or if he doesn't get traded, his name keeps coming up in those trade rumors, which that alone, when people are focusing on basketball instead of football, that alone will cause interest in his cards. So this is a guy whose cards were high. I mean, we're talking about some significantly higher prices than what we're seeing now for this guy because, he had it all. He won a championship. He was an all-star. He got that big contract. And then he fell off the radar. People weren't paying attention to him anymore. Why? Because it wasn't really his team. It was Lowry's team still. He got COVID. He was weak, right? Now, before he got hurt, he played a month. Check his numbers. You like to talk about PER, like to talk about the points per 36 and all those numbers. His numbers are great. When he plays, when he's healthy, when he's doing his thing, he has a chance to put up legit all-star numbers and now be the number one on his team. For what these things are selling, $76 for a PSA 10? That's ridiculous. And literally, that's just sold September 4th. So
I could see the Warriors trading for him. That would be such an interesting trade because
that's the rumor.
If Wiseman comes out, Wiseman's an interesting. Keep an eye out on Wiseman because if he comes out this year and he has he's never played basketball at like a high level. He didn't play very much at Memphis. He did barely play last year, hurt his wrist. If he comes out this year and he's a prospect, he could be on the move. And the Warriors have some assets that can package up and get Siakam. That's a championship team if they get Siakam. That's tough. Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Siakam. That's a tough lineup. That's a really tough lineup. So I'm excited for the NBA season. I could see how this play. It's one of those you could win in a few ways. He could have a great season in Toronto. He could get traded. You're already getting him cheap. No one's thinking about Siakam either.
That's right. No, he fell for a while there. He was the darling. People were like, "Oh, look at him. He's going to be great. He's going to be awesome." And you know what? If you don't want to spend a ton of money on this, go on StarStock and look at the optics. You grab us for a couple bucks, right? Go grab a few of those. Wait till the season happens. Wait till there's a rumor. Wait till there's some news. Wait till he drops his first 30-point game, and you'll double your money on those optic cards right there on StarStock. It's basically, right now it's one of those things where the card is too cheap not to at least take a look at it. So there's my play. I like Siakam. I think he's awesome. I think for a big man, he's got a great skill set. And I think he's going to be, for as long as he's on Toronto, he is the no doubter alpha on that team. So I like to invest in those. Nobody's stealing their stats.
Luka Nation, we love you. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Siakam, Haaland, Any final words?
Go follow Luca Nation on Whatnot, please, because those giveaways, Luca's, Tigers, and Bronze, Andrew's not doing it if we don't get to 100. And you do not have to buy anything. It is a follow just for people who are following us, who are watching in that Sunday morning show. So, you know, we're going to have some giveaways. We got the auctions. We're going to be doing that live. Come find us on Discord. Andrew set up a link tree. The link's in our bio. It's going to have links to everything. The Discord, lucastigers.com, which is for the NFT. We got a lot of stuff in the hopper, guys. But I have no unanswered DMs. So keep them coming. We'll follow all this stuff, and we will answer all your messages. If you need anything, if you need help on anything. Should I trade for this card? We'll let you know. We'll let you know what we think. Should I buy Griffey Jr. cards in PSA 9? I'll let you know. The answer is no. You know, how do I get money in my Med Mask? Let's go. We'll walk you through it. Whatever.
Fun fact is, depending on the state you're in, you could buy, I think it's up to $400 at a time, Ether right through MetaMask now. Really new. You just hook up your Apple Pay, and you can buy $400 at a time. So that's actually the simplest way. MetaMask, Apple Pay, Ether in your account, like that. Luca Nation will be back tomorrow. Really big weekend coming up. Coffee with Cage tomorrow. Whatnot Sunday show. Fractional. And we're going to be engaging, interacting with you guys all weekend.